Good morning. I have a quick message for you, and the message is we have to heal the root. As a nurse, I understand that, especially in Western medicine, a lot of times we see doctors begin to treat symptoms and not actually do the investigation that is needed to find out what the root cause of the illness or the ailment is. And we see all these medications, all of these interventions for treatment of symptoms, but nobody knows what the root of it is. And so as long as you are treating symptoms and not treating the root, you will continue to have issues because the root has to be revealed. Well, the same thing goes in the spirit. The same thing goes when we're talking about emotions. The same thing goes when we're talking about healing and deliverance. We have to find out and identify the root. Yes, I understand that you're angry, but the root of anger is likely sadness, is likely pain. Yes, I understand you're offended, but the root of offense is insecurity. Yes, I understand that you are, whatever the case may be, but we have to identify the root. And in order for us to really begin to heal emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, we cannot continue to put band-aids on symptoms. We cannot continue to treat the symptoms. It's time for us to identify the root. We have to heal the root so that the tree is stable. And in the situation and the day that we are in, the season that we are in, we cannot afford to walk around in our feelings, in our emotions, in our traumas. We have to identify the root. What is the root of your anger? What is the root of you being offended all the time? What is the root of your rebellion? What is the root of your fear? It's when you begin to identify the root, that's when God can really do the work and begin to eradicate that root. That's when you really see healing and deliverance take place, because until you identify the root, all you're doing is treating symptoms. And treating symptoms does not equal full healing, full deliverance. We have to identify the root. What is the root of what you're going through? What is the root of what you're feeling? What happened to you? Who hurt you? Who mistreated you? Who mishandled you? What things did you experience as a child? What things were ingrained in you that were misinformation, that were lies? What things have you experienced that have molded you to be the adult that you are, and to respond the way that you respond, and to move the way that you move? What happened in your childhood? Because a lot of these things begin in childhood. One of the things that I know is when you're going to therapy and counseling, and just in my coaching, we identify what the root of it is by asking, what is the ACE score? Adverse childhood experiences. What did you experience as a child that completely changed your genetics, that completely changed your DNA, completely changed who you were at the root? What did you experience? And how did that experience affect you? And how can we begin to identify that and begin to heal that part of you, so that you can allow the little child in you that is still crying out and lashing out to heal, so that the adult version of you can come forward, so you can walk in the purpose and be the person that God called you to be. We cannot keep treating symptoms. We cannot keep treating spiritual symptoms. We have to identify the root. What is the generational curse that is connected to your bloodline that is causing you to have the things that you have and do the things that you do? What curses and spells and oaths and agreements has your ancestors or you or somebody in your bloodline come in contact with that is causing you to respond the way that you respond and do the things that you do? What happened? We have to identify the root. Treating symptoms will no longer work in this season. We have to identify the root. We have to call that thing by name. We have to cast it out and cast it down. It's time to heal the root. Peace.